Getting better begins with understanding three basic truths. The first truth is that the disease process is caused by chronic exposure to toxic thoughts, toxic substances, or toxic situations. It's also important to note that both components of the time and toxin equation are necessary, as exposure to one toxin for a short period can actually help us become more resilient. With the use and misuse of prescription medication alternating between the third or fourth most common cause of death in North America, and polypharmacy being the worst offender, one would think more emphasis would be placed on educating the public. But the truth is, the sick care industry doesn't want you to know the risks, nor do they want you to know there isn't a doctor, a pharmacist, or a chemist who can tell you how you'll react to taking several medications at the same time. The age at which the chronic exposure begins plays a role as well. If it begins in utero, structural or chromosomal abnormalities may result. If it happens in early childhood, the growth and development of the brain and body can be affected, and they may struggle with emotional and/or physiological regulation. If it occurs in later childhood or during adolescence, the development of the conscious mind can be affected. Struggles with identity, body image, and sexuality may result. If it occurs during early adulthood, integration of the soul can be delayed, and they may question their life's purpose, have difficulty connecting to others, and will suffer from a lack of faith. The good news is that once we identify the toxins in our life, they can be eliminated, reduced, or offset. The bad news is that we can't fix what we are not aware of or what we refuse to acknowledge, which is otherwise known as having a puppet mindset. The second truth is that the cause of major mental illnesses are still not known, and as far as depression and neurotransmitters like serotonin are concerned, what is normal and what is not normal has not been determined either. What is known is that the brain is not fixed by a certain age like once thought. Instead, it adapts and regenerates throughout most of our life, and currently, the most likely cause of mental illness is thought to be an aberration in brain circuitry versus brain chemistry. The last truth is that we have an energetic frequency that correlates with how we feel about the thoughts we think. Basically, when we think about what we don't want and subsequently feel a negative emotion, our frequency drops into the puppet frequencies. When we think about what we want and feel a positive emotion, it rises to the pupil frequencies. When we figure out how to choose thoughts that align with our soul, it rises to the producer frequencies. Realizing how often you're thinking and reacting to what you don't want is the first step in learning how to raise your frequency. To do this, you can start by putting a drop of nail polish on your thumbnail. Every time you notice it, check in with your mind and ask yourself if you're thinking about what you want or what you don't want. I guarantee you'll be shocked at how often your mind, body, and soul are in a state of unwantedness. If you enjoyed this content, please remember to support the channel, and if you'd like an energy therapy session with me, check out the link below.